Tell me you own a BMW without telling me you own a BMW. Let me go first. I'll start by showing you all of the trim that has fallen apart on my car. What we got here is my 330 Ci, and in this year's summer heat, the glue that holds the Alcantara trim to the rubber gasket around the door jamb has let loose. I have tried to repair this once before. What I used was this 3M super strength molding tape. It held up for about a week, and in another week of heat it just let loose and was not having any of it. So I've peeled it all off and I'm going to start over. I'm going to attempt to clear off this old glue even further. Now maybe it's why it didn't hold the first time, but I doubt it, because even the places that were spotless just weren't a match for this tape and for the heat. So I'll give it a good scrape, get as much of that gunk off as possible. Maybe take some acetone to it to try and dissolve that glue even further. And then I'm going to try something a little different. I won't try contact cement again, but what I will try is this Bmw sealant and adhesive. Hopefully that does the trick. Put it on in small areas, get some clamps on it. Hopefully do it without taking off the entire trim. I'm hoping to glue this and fix it right in place. Now I wanted to show you a spread of failed materials that I used on this trim repair. This is just regular contact cement. Used that last summer. It lasted for about a week and started giving way and turned into a stringy, gooey, icky mess. Tried to clean off some of it, but not all of it. I just kind of left it. Next, earlier this year, I tried this weather strip adhesive. Now, I'm pretty sure this is just for holding the weather stripping to the vehicle itself. Just holds it in place. It failed for holding the Alcantara back to the rubber. And then after that, I thought I would try 3M super strength molding tape. This lasted for about 3 hours. It looked really, really nice. Parked the car outside in the heat, and then it colossally failed. So after removing all 3 of those, and scrubbing and sanding, I moved on to the JB Weld. Outside of the trim, I actually really like this car. It's a 2004 330 Ci with the M Sport package, and according to the build sheet, it's about as close to a ZHP as you can get. It's been up on a hoist. We verified it actually does have the ZHP suspension in it. It handles like it. I don't know, I really like the car. Outside of this trim in my face. So hopefully we'll be able to remedy that today. Now, you might be wondering, why am I going through all this effort to clean off all this trim? Well, that's because BMW wants $700 aside to replace this trim. And I'm going to try and solve it for about $12 in glue. Well, let's see if it actually holds up though. so what seems to be working really well is a piece of sandpaper inside a little block. Fits right in the groove of the trim, and it seems to be removing quite a bit. Alright, I've sanded off about as much as I can get off with sandpaper. Now the next step is going to be hit it with some acetone. So I got acetone, I got a little shot glass, a little paintbrush, and I'll wipe it off with the microfiber. Let's see how that works. Alright, now that I've cleared off as much glue as I can with what I have here, I'm going to go ahead and now apply new adhesive, clamp it all together, and hopefully it sticks this time. Now I've laid out my microfiber, my clamps, a flat bar that I'm going to pin to the underside of the trim, and I'm just going to clamp it to the roof line here. Yeah, hopefully that doesn't do any damage. I don't think it will, but it should be all good. Now I'm going to do this in sections. This stuff is supposed to dry within an hour, or at least set within an hour. So I'll do this section first and kind of wait and see what happens before I proceed to do the rest of it. And then move on to the other side. the next day, and we're going to check to see if the adhesive I used has held up on the trim. Now, the packaging said that it was going to set in an hour. I left it overnight just cause. Now let's take a look. There's my little contraption. Alright, so I've taken off all the clamps on the passenger side. Now, I think this JB Weld stuff is just the ticket for this type of repair. The Alcantara is bonded back to the rubber. It's flexible enough, yet firm enough to hold its shape and stay in place and kind of move and wiggle around with the car, especially with the door opening and closing. And yeah, I think it's going to work out really well. I don't think it's going to let go. It hasn't let go yet. There's really no signs of it prematurely wearing out here. But I will show you a little close-up on how it holds up to all the corners and how it's holding its shape. Now the passenger side, I did have to put quite a bit more of the trim together. And right here, I was actually worried about whether or not it would hold its shape. And yeah, like it's awesome. It's great. It's all the way up. I don't know if you can really see that, but there it is. Yeah, I'm really happy with that. This is all the stuff I used here. So that's my microfibers. Got one dirty one down there. My clamps. This little tiny plastic shot glasses from the dollar store is what I used to pour the acetone into, because you really can't pour it into a large cup. You just need a little bit, and then you got to kind of toss it, start over. These are, because I had to work with what I had, these are just Sawzall blades that I covered up in tape. And here is the JB Weld. Alright, so I hope you liked the video. The $12 tube of JB Weld seemed to be the ticket for holding this trim back into place. Now the trim's actually looking way better than when I first got the car, so I'm confident it's going to hold up for years. Now on to other minor things with the car. Now it's time for a deep clean. I guess that's not minor, but it's got to be done. Yeah, I'd really appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel and like this video. Give me a little motivation to keep putting out more videos for everyone to watch. So thanks for watching.